CINEMAGGOTS. Hello everybody, I just got out of the bath, I'm nice and fresh.
I'm not.
And we're going to be talking about a film we saw recently on CINEMAGGOTS, Baby Driver. And I'm going to kick off with you. What did you think of it?
I really liked it.
I liked it a lot as well.
I hadn't even heard of it until you said let's go and see it. I didn't even know anything about it.
So I'm just going to start with the story. What did you think of the story of Baby Driver?
I didn't know that Baby was going to be the name of the guy. I thought it was going to be about a kid. I really didn't know anything about it.
A little baby driving a car.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Yes.
No, the storyline, on paper, it's quite a simple storyline, but then when it's put into the movie, it layers itself, doesn't it? There's
it's a very simple premise. You just have Baby, who is a getaway driver. He is one of the best.
Probably the best.
Probably the best.
Yeah.
He's wound up, which he shouldn't be, in a gang of criminals. Crims. Naughties. Not yeah. That's pretty much it. He's done everything he needs to do. He's got one more job to do.
Well, the reason he's got one more job to do is because he stole Kevin's. I can't think of his name in the film now.
I can't think of his name in the film either.
He stole his car or stole vandalized something. He did something to his car.
Yeah.
And to pay him back for the damage caused, he is Kevin Spacey's driver, getaway driver.
And because of that, he kind of manipulates him into staying, doesn't he? And then he's like, okay, well, we've got one more job to do now. You're equal with me, but we're not done yet.
Yeah.
So there's the one more job. But the problem is, on that one more job, he has romantic interest and he has a new life he wants to start. But you can't have both together. And that's pretty much the premise, but it is incredibly layered. Every single character, even the side characters, I found fascinating. And even if they're in it for just a few minutes, they all impact the story in some way.
Yeah, they're all important. There aren't any throwaway characters are just there to build numbers.
Yeah, they all whether or not they kind of change the opinions of the main characters, or make the other main characters think of something in the past, or they make jokes, or they do something which the main characters don't like, and it makes them view things differently in the future. Because I mean, there's obviously the scene where Baby has his first big mistake and he crashes into the side of that pickup truck that starts chasing them, but he doesn't do that until the side characters start killing people.
Yeah.
I think it's also worth saying I did care about the characters as well.
Oh yeah.
I actually cared about what was going to happen to everybody and what was going on.
Even the horrible ones. Not
even the horrible. I know.
I care about them in a I want him to be okay way, but because villains are just as important to connect with as the good guys.
They've got to be relatable in some way.
Because you've got to like I said, not necessarily want them to do all the bad stuff that they do, but you need to hate them that much that it's important to you that they don't get away with what they're getting away with,
or if they
whatever,
or that they fulfill their character and nearly get away with it, or do get away with it. Because that's the thing with this film; it's very unpredictable. I didn't have a clue where it was going. I thought I could see where it was going, but it never did go like that.
No, it didn't end how I thought it was going to end.
What did you think about the acting as well?
I would say it was.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
I think that's your phone.
It's never made that noise before.
Oh no!
Anyway, what was the question?
Acting! What did you think of the acting?
I thought it was spot on.
But do you know what I love about the acting as well? Again, sorry, we do these unscripted, so we don't remember all of actors and characters, especially if they're kind of new faces. I forget the name of the guy that played Baby.
What's this?
I'm a lobster! I forgot the name of the guy that played Baby, but I'm just going to call him Baby from now on. I loved how expressive and visual his acting was. It wasn't just well-delivered lines, it was everything about him was being used.
Yeah.
Like, he owns every scene that he's in, he uses all of his body.
Yeah.
It's incredibly visual and, like, dramatic, and there's so many scenes where so much is said with actions more than words, which I really, really loved.
Yeah, which ties in with his needing to learn sign language with his foster dad.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So he's with all. I mean, it didn't say how many years he was with Joe, Joe, the foster dad?
I think that was his name, I can't remember.
I can't remember. But they didn't say how many years he was with him, but I'm assuming that it was quite a long time to have picked up that much sign language. So without communicating with his foster dad verbally, then I suppose body language, lip reading, sign language.
Yeah, so it works with his character.
Really
yeah. I think he said more about what his character was like and nailed it with his body actions more than his words, because he doesn't actually speak that much in the movie.
No, he's a very likeable character.
Yeah.
Very likeable.
Very likeable character.
He's the kind of person that if our eldest daughter brought him home to meet the parents, we'd be happy with that, wouldn't we? Yeah, he'd be allowed.
I'd bring him home to meet the parents.
Oh.
I love you, really.
Thanks.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
Baby won't take me.
It can take me.
Drive me away. No!
No.
And my favourite thing personally about the film that I loved the most out of all of the other stuff.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
The car chases?
No, but that's part of it.
Okay.
It's a much bigger picture.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were going to say that.
The direction.
Right, okay.
Edgar Wright's directing. Oh my god, it's flawless. There was not one thing I could have picked apart of his directing, how he uses camera work, how he places the actors in the scenes, how he does all the different things. I love how he uses I love transitions where it's not just jumping from scene to scene, because within each scene it's cuts and all that kind of stuff, but then when you want to go to another scene, you go behind something and you end up somewhere else.
Or you do like that, don't
I love
you?
that. And then a car will drive past and then you'll end up in the next scene, but it's always scenes. It's not doing it all the time. It's when you're going from scene to scene.
Yeah.
And I love how like you'll hear like there'll be a above like a bird's eye shot of a coffee cup lid, and then baby will go to pick it up, and then you'll be pressing an elevator button, and then you'll be in the elevator lift. Sorry, UK people, in a lift. So
he thinks he's American.
I'm not.
All the time. What else do you say?
Baby driver.
Oh, what was it? You said schedule, whichever one it is.
I say schedule. Even if I wanted to go, my schedule wouldn't allow it. The best demonstration of how good the directing is clear within the introduction to the film.
Oh god,
because even you were picking out things that
great.
I didn't pick up on.
That's great.
You're in the
so
credits.
You've got baby. He's got his headphones in. I can't think of the song. I don't know what song it was, but anyway, your camera's either right behind or right in front of him, and he's just wandering around the streets, getting the coffee.
It's all long shots as well. It's all long shots.
So he's not only kind of walking in time and doing hand gestures in time to the. I was saying it's kind of in time to the beat, but it's not like he's doing it on purpose.
No.
He's just moving.
It's theatrical, right? Yeah.
And then a certain word can come up in the song, and it will be graffitied on the wall,
or a poster on a lamppost or something. Or
it will be relevant to someone who's walking past or a shop he's walking past. So that went on for, I don't know,
it was a
3 or 4 minutes.
I was going to say 4 minutes or so, but yeah, it's like when he's miming parts of the song, he will be miming like a trumpet part, and there'll be a trumpet in a music shot behind him, right where his hands are. And then of course you obviously have the incredibly choreographed car chase scene as well, which obviously whenever there is a cut, there's not that many car chases for a driving movie.
Yeah, that might sound a bit weird, but I'm not normally a car chase fan. I know that sounds a bit stupid,
but I'm not either. Really.
That's not normally like the main bit of a film for me, but it doesn't make me feel, you know, stressed or anything. But those car chase, they were not only very stressful, very tense, but also you felt like you were part of it, because you cared that whether it was just baby, you cared about all of them, but all of them you wanted them to make it out in one piece, and obviously you wanted it to go right for them. And the camera work focusing on
all the little details, like going on to the pedals and taking. So you're right in the moment, which is fantastic. So in the intro as well, you get obviously the introduction, the main introduction to what baby does, how well he does it, and then what his character is like outside of the driving with the intro and the long shots and everything. You get this sense of his confidence, but his reservedness as well, which is really great, especially because he doesn't say much in the intro at all, if anything, if I can remember correctly. But it also demonstrates how well the soundtrack is used in the film.
Oh, the soundtrack is great.
Soundtrack, I don't even know half the songs on it, but it was amazing. And the way that the soundtrack was used in the film, the whole film is basically rhythmic. The direction's rhythmic. The character interactions are rhythmic. There are punchlines to jokes that are timed in with the music. And obviously the gunfights that are in it, they're timed with the music.
Yeah.
But it's never a cheesy thing because it's not done all the time.
I think it's a reflection on, this is me going probably far too deeply
I
into
wouldn't
it,
have said so.
but because Baby's, he uses music to
Get himself in the moment.
to get himself in the moment, and also I think also to cut himself off from everything else.
Everything
as
that's
well.
going around. But he can't, can he? Because it's all in time with his music.
So it's almost like if it's a scene, I mean there aren't many scenes without him in it, but say it was a scene without Baby in it.
Yeah.
The fact that all the music's going on and everything's happening in time, it's you're still connected to him as a character because the whole film start to finish, regardless of whether he's in it or whatever, is everything fits in with this rhythm and the timing of whatever song you're listening to.
But
So
and it's
it's like you're looking at the whole situation through his eyes, whether he's there or not.
Yeah.
Because that's how he hears and sees everything.
Yeah.
So that's what we're
But it also works.
doing.
It also works as an audience member passively, as well as getting involved with the character and what they're listening to. I think he's playing the Damned. Also amazing to see the Damned in a film. But he plays the Damned, and he gets like halfway through the song, but he has to start again because everything goes wrong. So even he is that in tune with what's going on that he knows how long things should take, and he knows what rhythms he should be working with. And what's really interesting I found is that because most of the time you're listening to the soundtrack, it's not soundtrack that's placed on top of the film. It's actually, like you said, it's part of what Baby is listening to, because obviously he, in the story, you find out through really, really subtle and effective, shocking flashbacks what's happened to him, and he's got what did they?
It's a ringing in
So
the
he
ear.
got constant ringing in his ear, so that's why he listens to music all the time anyway. So every time the soundtrack is on, it's usually because he's got his headphones in, and whenever it's taken out or half out, the bass comes down in the soundtrack or something.
Yeah.
And whenever there's no soundtrack at all, it's because he hasn't got his headphones on. But then, I don't know if you noticed, there is actually in the film a ringing.
Yeah, that whenever there's no music,
there's a ringing because
so
but it's not annoying. It's not like loud.
No.
It's just.
But you're put in his head.
And it's stressful. And whenever he hasn't got it, you feel like he does, because when he hasn't got his music, everything's out of whack.
Yeah.
Like the film kind of goes chaotic when there's no music. Incredibly stylish filmmaking, and I think actually because I liked how they did that in Birdman, when like there's all the jazz playing and the jazz drumming as you're going around, and then you go past the jazz drummer and stuff like that. I mean, it worked with the film, but it wasn't an integral part of what was going on. But this time, it's both. It's awesome stylistic choice, and it works with the characters and the scenes in the film.
Birdman, it's
Birdman.
Birdman.
Yes.
It's clearly that, you know, you see him walking past the band and it's there and it's happening.
Yeah.
You could watch Baby Driver and not notice
No.
that that's what's happening in the background.
Yeah.
You could watch the whole thing and never even put two and two together, I think.
Or,
So it's
or,
so subtle.
yeah. Or you could just sit there and
So,
enjoy the music because it's such a varied genre. There's so many genres and so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
And like Baby said himself, different iPods for different moods and stuff, and it works so well. Everything works together so well. It was meticulously thought about, I think. And as far as like you said about you're sitting in, because you're very right, you're sitting in Baby's head most of the time. What I loved at the very end is that we should have done a spoiler warning at the beginning, shouldn't we?
I think they know by now.
So-
You guys know that we spoil everything.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what we do. Sorry, we're maggots. That's what we do. Yeah, we suck things until they're dry, and no one likes them anymore. That's what maggots do.
Speak for yourself.
But anyway, so yeah, as far as like you sitting in Baby's head goes, so at the very end, Baby goes to jail, and and there are people speaking in his defense in the courtroom. And when his foster dad comes in to try and defend him, that's the first time you hear his voice. But he's not speaking, he's speaking in his head. You're hearing his thought voice.
Actually, I thought it was an interpreter.
Oh, maybe it was an interpreter. I thought it was his head.
That's how I saw it.
I didn't even think about that.
I don't know, I didn't think of it in the artsy way. Maybe that's because I'm dead inside.
Maybe it's both, I don't know. But I liked to look at it as that's what he could hear from seeing his sign language. That's what I liked to think.
You think that.
Okay, it's probably wrong. You're probably right.
I'll go with logic.
I'm gonna,
You go with
You're probably
art.
right with that, yeah. So the driving is a part of the film itself, but it's also it's an external part of Baby's character, right?
Yeah.
So there's a part where, like, when he has his first mistake, and then he keeps making slight mistakes later on. He keeps making slight misturns and slight crashes and stuff.
No.
So it not only adds to the unpredictability of what's going on, but then it also foreshadows things aren't going to be quite as smooth as everyone thought. And then, like, there's the bit when there's the bank heist that he's got to, the last job he's got to help with. He sits there, and then there's that single raindrop on the windshield, and obviously rain is used in mise-en-scène dramatic effect for, like, all sadness and trouble and everything. But it doesn't pour it down, but at the same time, if the road was wet, it wouldn't go right. It wouldn't go well anyway. So it's actually worrying for the characters as well as just being, oh, it's raining, because most of the time it just rains for the sake of, like The Bodyguard. It just rains and it doesn't make a difference to anything. It's just for the sake of making a rain shot, you know. But this, it's like, oh god, it's raining, which you don't usually feel like, because you know in a filmy way this means some shit's gonna go down. But it also means, oh god, what if it actually pisses it down and he slips all over the place and the last thing I want to talk about with direction and character specifically, in a very... I'm not sure anyone would even care about this, but this is something I loved. When him and Deborah, his romantic interest that he meets in the diner... Yeah, she's not a romantic interest for the sake of being a romantic interest. She's actually a very good character, and
I really like
you care about what's going to happen with them and her and everything.
Yeah.
But when you meet her and then they go out for their first date at the laundromat, as it were...
Yeah.
What I loved about that is not only is it the first proper public close interaction with them, so you can already feel the chemistry, and the scripting's good and the acting's good, you can feel the chemistry working, but you're in the laundromat, all of the washing machines and tumble dryers are all spinning in the background, which is obviously very waltzy and romantic, and then the camera is also spinning around as well. So it turns something that would be horrifically boring and stupidly bland into a romantic kind of...
Romantic washing our pants.
Yeah, exactly. And that's good direction. That's just really, really good. And you can feel when the camera gets close in and then it comes out again and they get closer and they don't. And then in the background there's all the different colours of the things in the washing machine spinning around. It's just so clever.
Have we gone weird dates? What's our weirdest date?
Weirdest date that we've been on? Probably the zoo when you broke your ankle. That was fun.
No. See, I think a lot of people go on a date to a zoo.
Yeah,
but
you don't break your ankle by standing on a bit of curb a little bit wrong.
No.
We could have said they could have been bitten off by a lion, could have been trampled on by an elephant, but no, we walked a bit funny and the ankle snapped.
Yeah.
So.
Good times.
Good times.
I think one of our stranger dates might be going to, like...
Service stations. We love going to service stations. Like I guess in the American equivalent would be a gas station. It's like a food court. Like a food court. Yeah, we love doing stuff like that.
We like doing that. I've been taken on many dates to the service station.
Yeah, that's what we love doing.
Such a lucky girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do normal dates.
Lucky.
No, we do dates to do the weekly food shop.
Yeah, that's fun though.
Grocery shopping is
Grocery shopping's fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we end this with, because it's been not this. I like what we have. No, I don't want to end this. I want to end this video. I want to conclude.
So that we can go on a date.
So that we can go on a date to the services. One more thing we need to talk about, because this has been positive.
Oh no, what's the negative?
Well, the negative, I thought, because you said this first in the cinema.
What?
Well, the part of the end.
Oh, the cheese fest.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Very, very minor blip, like tiny.
Yeah, but I still agree, it's
tiny
a minor blip, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey character, it's meant to be a bit of a twist, isn't it? But actually, it's just really cheesy. For an unpredictable, hard, solid, nasty kind of character, manipulative, vindictive, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he has a complete change of heart for no reason. For nothing,
I mean, there is a reason, but it's
Not
so
really.
small, it shouldn't have been a change of character for him to, like, do what he does, because he sacrificed everything about himself for the sake of one tiny cheesy thing and a cheesy line about love, and it's like, ugh.
I mean, we all love.
But I don't even think it was a case of a bad character flip. It didn't fit in the movie either. And then obviously John Hamm's part of the ending. And this is what I was going to say as well, actually. Going back onto one more positive thing before one more negative thing for me personally, was that the whole John Hamm ending thing. I love John Hamm. His whole ending part and everything.
Hon jam.
Yeah, I thought that entire ending sequence, I've never been more stressed in a movie than since Whiplash.
Oh yeah, we said about that,
Yeah,
didn't we?
in the car, yeah.
Yeah.
So Whiplash was incredibly stressful, and that's the kind of same level I was reaching with that.
I mean, Whiplash was relentless.
So that was the last bit, but the last thing for me is that I think it was a tiny bit too long. Which
Okay,
is,
yeah,
but that's a minor nitpick, because I'm going to give, in my maggots out of a rotting horse carcass, 9.
That's what I was going to do.
Is it a 9?
I was going to do 9.
Both 9 maggots
9.
out of a horse carcass. There we go.
That's our highest yet, isn't it?
Yeah,
By 1.
better than fucking Baywatch. So there you go. Go and watch.
A lot better than Baywatch.
Go and watch Baby Driver. We
Yes.
need more movies like this that aren't
Yeah.
just Hollywood cash grabs, that are original, that are fun, that are funny, that are stressful, that are emotional, that are very well made.
And we both want to take the main lead home.
And we both want to take the main lead home, so there you go.
So that's quite good.
If it's your birthday today while watching this video, happy friggin' birthday to you. Please remember to stay beautiful.
And we'll see you next time.
Ooh, smooth.
You like that?
Yeah.